Hey, Brian and Aiden from Garage Mahal. And today we have a vinyl cutting machine. So we're gonna open up, see everything that comes in it. And I'm probably gonna have my daughter take over since it's probably gonna be something she's gonna be doing a lot more often than I will. But anyway, let's open it up. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, careful. I got a knife here.
Okay, cut.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Be careful.
Watch.
Yep.
Mommy, watch. And why? Whoa, big mash. Whoa.
Whoa.
Nathan.
Okay, so right away there is a lot of stuff in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's an accessory box.
Mm-hmm.
So it has all the little accessories in there. You will see. You can open it. Leave everything in there though, okay?
Oh.
Then you got a little case. I assume this is going to be put all the little accessories in. Oh, it's got a bunch of little knife and tweezers and stuff. So we'll do that.
Wow.
Looks like it comes with 3 rolls of vinyl.
Wow. Good work.
Yeah, that's a power pack, I believe.
Yeah, see.
And then that's the machine itself.
Color.
Oh, here's some more vinyl rolls. Red, white, and light blue.
White, blue.
Oh, black, gray, another blue. So that's very cool. Looks like it comes with a little cutting pad, stencil. So we'll see what all that does. And then this is the machine itself. Did you drop something?
This. Oh. Wow.
Okay, so to say the least, it comes packed very well.
Open. Whoa.
And very sturdy. It looks like this is all metal, so that's a good thing. And then let's cut these off. Well, this is more Aiden's mommy's, but we can teach you how to use it. And there's a lot with this.
Kick off.
And we'll be very careful here. Okay. Cut that zip tie. We'll cut this tape.
Whoa, tart water.
Looks like here's another zip tie here.
Whoa.
I'm gonna cut this one from the back. I probably need a snip more than anything else on this, but okay, got that one. And I think that is just about everything.
Wow.
So just give you kind of an idea. Okay. All right, next we'll let my daughter go through the manual, which is here. Okay.
First, see this one.
I think he's got the hang of it already.
Oh, no.
So this is the manual. I'll just flip through a couple of pages, but kind of give you an idea of what you're going to go through.
See this one?
So it seems like there's a lot to it.
Push button.
Yeah, we'll push button when it's ready.
Broken pieces.
So it looks like there's some software.
Red.
Okay, seems like everything. All right, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, so we kind of figured it out. So that is the software. You do get a magnet, and on the back of it has the codes that you need to download it from the site. So that was pretty easy to kind of install. We just started messing around with all the settings and stuff on there, but I'm just going to give you a brief overview. So that is the Garage Mahal logo. Setting this up, basically what you are doing is, oh, it's locked. So there's a lock in the back. I'll show you that. So that is your locking handle. There, let me get that better. So what you want to do is you want to take the cutting piece and you want to lay your vinyl down on this, and it should be kind of like on a stickier side, and then you want to line it up on the right hand side, and then once we have that lined up, we'll go back to this lever, push that down, and that will lock everything into place. And after we have this start, I'm going to show you how to adjust your cutting blades, which was super tricky, but I think I got it figured out to explain it enough. So that is the software. And again, you just got to kind of like mess around with a couple different things in here. And then that's going to basically ready to go. And then that is how it's going to start cutting. And all this stuff was pretty easy. Setting up the blades was probably the most difficult part. And it does cut pretty quick. Okay, and that's it. So we unlock it. Then we can remove it. And then you can kind of see how it's cut into there. And then you use one of the pick tools to basically help remove some of the excessive material and peel the letters out. Okay, so that's good for now. And then over on here, these are the settings. So basically what we have is, see that 20G? That is basically going to tell you the amount of force that your cutting blade is going to be putting down. So I believe it is this setting. No. So see how that setting goes up? So that will give you an idea of the amount of pressure that the cutting head is actually doing. So you don't want that too high, and there's a fine tuning. We found about 20 to 30 is ideal. Now setting this cutting blade, basically this will release it, and then you pull this out. And let me have my daughter take the camera over and I can show you this part. So the blade is barely visible, and then how you adjust this is one, if you push forward on this enables you to pull this needle out, and it's sharp, so be careful. And then you basically push this down, and it's kind of like magnetic. You'll kind of like feel it find its home in there. And then this is the adjustment wheel that you have on this. So obviously you want to set that to 0, and I'll show you how to set that in a second. But if you just run your finger over this, it's not going to be hardly anything. It's barely sticking out. And what we found is, what is about 2 or 3 is the best?
2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3 seems to be about the best cutting depth. And how you can kind of measure that is you basically take a piece of your vinyl. I'm just using a piece of clear plastic here. And then you're basically holding it up to this piece, and you want to see how far the blade goes down. So this takes a little adjustment, and I haven't seen anybody show this the best yet, but that will give you kind of an idea of like how far the blade is out. So let me just turn this more to an extreme. We'll put this all the way out to 10, and then you can kind of see how that blade is hanging off. So I'm just kind of being like exaggerated, but if you're using a piece of vinyl, so this is the vinyl, and if you're putting your blade down on that, see how it goes way past on that? You don't want to do that, obviously. So let's back this off. We'll back it down to let's say 1. So, and it's tough, but you can kind of get a feel of how deep that blade will cut. And I'm probably not doing the best representation of this, but hopefully that gives you a better idea of how to do that. Now, to adjust this wheel, it comes with an Allen key, and you have a setting here that's going to hold whatever you set up. So what I did initially was I set this to 0, and then you have your Allen key, and then basically you are loosening up just a little bit on the inside there. So, and what that will enable you to do is this little brass piece on here moves, and that is going to show you your depth. So let me do like kind of extreme, and I'm just kind of like holding it and I'm turning it so you can see how far that blade extends out now. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. I know it's probably difficult to see, but that is that little brass wheel that I can just about get my fingers in there. I got bigger fingers than most, but I can get in there pretty good. And then again, so that is your 0. You don't want it sticking out. And how I set this up was I basically just ran it down so the blade was basically almost fully retracted. Like if I run my finger over the top of it, and remember this is very sharp, so there's no blade showing. So I just kind of like turned it, and then I could kind of feel my finger start scraping against the point. Not enough to like hurt you, but enough that it's sticking out. So then what you do is you take the Allen key again, and then you basically put it in here, and you want to tighten it down. And that is going to be your, and make it like snug, but not super snug. And that gets wedged in there sometimes. All right, so I got that out. So now that is set. So that is 0. And then 1 makes it protrude a little bit more, and then 2 and 3. And then you can probably kind of see how far that protrudes. So you don't need it out that far at all. But again, that's going to depend on how you precisely adjust this and how it works on the machine. So that is how you adjust that one. You do get a thumb drive in here as well. We didn't mess around with that. We basically just used this card to get the software online. And then you do have another blade option here as well. And this one we have set already. And this one, basically, you have this little brass ring. So that is your adjustment. And then this will basically open up. And then that is your cutting blade, your needle that's in there. So that's how you remove that. And again, careful because it is sharp. And then we basically just kind of like gingerly put that back in there, and you'll find its home. And then you're putting that back in. And then you want to go a little bit past the O-ring, and you'll kind of feel it start to grab a little bit. And then this is where you start making your blade adjustment by turning this wheel down. And then if you can see, that blade is just starting to stick out a little bit. So depending on what your thickness is, and again, using your vinyl to kind of give you a little bit of a guide. So see how that is probably protruding a little bit past the vinyl. So we're going to back off a little bit, and then this sets it. So you take that little brass ring, and then you basically tighten it down, and then that is going to set your blade. So that is how you manually adjust this one, and there's no presets on this. But again, that's how you use both of these. Hopefully I explained that well enough. And other than that, Brian from Garage Mahal, thanks for watching, and be safe out there.